We're going to be creating some tabbed content. So by default, we're going to be hiding all of the tabs. So we're showing the content from tab 1 when we press the button. So it says tab 1. Tab 2 is going to show content that's within the tab 2 element here, and then tab 3 is going to show this content, whatever's being contained within the element with the ID of tab 3. So it's going to showing, and then it's going to be selecting all the other elements and hiding them on the page. So that's coming up in this lesson. This lesson we're going to be adding some tabbed content. So I've got a number of tabs here within the tab header. So there's a number of different buttons, and then they're going to show the various values that we have for the buttons for the tab content. So it's by selecting the button, it will show the correct tab. We've linked to the app.js file, and this is where we can write our JavaScript code in order to select the tab. So first of all, we want to select the tab link. So we've got a number of them here with the class of tab link, and because they're going to be in order, so all 3 of them are in order, we can select them all as tabs using the document. And I'm going to use the query selector all, selecting all of the elements with a class of tab link. And just make sure that you put the dot there for the classes. And within the console log, I'll output the value that we have for tabs, so that we returns back a node list with all 3 of the items there. So now we can add content to them. So we can use a for each loop. So we're selecting each element as a tab and then returning that back, and then we're going to make use of that. So the tab, we're going to add an event listener to that. So add an event listener to each one, and we're going to be listening for a click. It's going to be running an anonymous function. That function is going to return back. So selecting the element by its class name and selecting the element. So all of the tabs that have the tab content. So we've got each one of these has tab content. So tab 1, 2, and 3. So let's loop through all of those, and we're going to apply the display none to all of those tabs. And we can select each one of those by selecting them all tabs and using the document. And also we can use query selector all, selecting the element by its class. And the class that we're going to be looking for is going to be tab content. So we want to make sure that we can loop through each one of these items and then set that to be display none. So all tabs for each, and this is just going to be selecting the element. And for the element, we're going to select the style and set it to display none. So that will make sure that we're hiding all of the tabs. And then we want to select the active tab. So we want to select the element, and this is going to be the active tab. We can use the document get element by ID, and then we need to get the element ID that we want. And for the current tab, so whatever one just got clicked within the event listener, we're going to select that current tab. And for this, I'm going to need to use the function format, because if we do the arrow format, we're not going to be able to use this. And we want to select and identify the current element. So we're getting the attribute and whatever we have for the data target. And this is within the HTML. So this is where we're going to be identifying the data target for each one of these, and that's going to reference the ID of the corresponding tab that we want to open. And then we can use this dynamically and then get the active tab. So active tab, and then the style and display. So let's see what this works. And we can see that now we're going to be hiding and showing the different tab content depending on what we've got for the value of the data target for the element. So the way that it works is we click the button, it picks up the data target. In this case, it could be tab 1. And then we've got them elements with tab 1, 2, and 3 identified here by their ID. And they're all got tab content, so we can select all of them and hide them. And then this is the content that we're going to be showing within that particular tab. So that's how you can create a quick and easy way to do a tabbed content panel. And then you can also upgrade this as needed. You can also, within the HTML, you can move where you're positioning the tabs, and also reposition where we've got the headers and update the content that we want to show within the tab.